Hi guys.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, so Susan, I'm totally fine with you filming me. All I ask is if you film them, it could technically be
I'm not filming them. I'm filming
I
you.
just wanted to make sure. I have no problem with you filming
I'm
me.
a journalist and I understand.
I know you know the rules. I'm just
And I
putting it
could
out
film them because they're in public, but I'm not doing that. My job is to film you
there.
doing
I
your
understand,
job.
But just understand if you specifically focus on them, it could be considered annoying harassing a minor, which is 657.
This is Susan Bassi, and this week we go to Capitola, California, where we've had a rich history with encounters with the police there, starting back with Capitola Karen and the police officers who came to regulate my recording on a beach back in 2021.
Get some help to stop this type of harassment. The smaller side. Yeah, the smaller side. She seems very unreasonable. I'm not sure if she's intoxicated.
Do you know that it's a crime to make a false police report, ma'am?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
But this week we were covering the district attorney Sandra Doorley out of New York and how she handled a traffic stop, and I thought it was interesting to compare that to this one here in Capitola. The police officer initially cited a penal code, which I looked up and wasn't able to find, but he may have meant this one, where it does make it a crime to stalk and harass people, especially with video recording equipment, but that's not what a journalist does when she's covering a traffic stop involving 2 minor kids, as I was doing here in Capitola.
I'm a journalist and I understand my job.
Just a minute. I'll be right back, guys, if you want to call your parents.
You guys okay? Yeah. I filmed the police, so I'm just doing this for you guys. He's a nice police officer and I don't think there's going to be any problems, but that's what I do.
After a week of listening to Sandra Doorley's body cam and how she treated a police officer, it was refreshing to see these 2 young 8th graders and how they handled the traffic stop that they were involved in Capitola.
You should know better. That's not a traffic ticket. That's an arrestable offense.
Recording my Bassi here.
That's okay. I've just been at the beach. I didn't want to work today.
It's a very warm day.
And I just want to tell you, as a mom,
Absolutely.
I appreciate your giving no helmet.
I'll come back and talk to you guys in just a second, bud. I'll come talk to you guys over there, okay? Just tell them I'll just be
It's
one
okay.
sec.
Go ahead. No, I'm
Oh,
not
I'm
getting in the
sorry.
way
I
you
didn't
doing
want to
your.
interrupt you.
I was just saying I appreciate that you're doing that as a mom.
It's a safety thing, right?
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
wearing a helmet, and then the way he rode through the intersection there, I've actually taken a bunch of collisions right here, so we're trying to avoid any more with kids. So.
Police officers, journalists, and parents have a lot in common. First, we've all violated traffic laws. We've gone over the speed limit, we've rolled through stop signs, and most of the time we don't get a ticket or even get caught. But sometimes when we get caught, it may mean that somebody has been injured. And for police officers who have to appear on the scene of these injuries, especially when children have been injured, that adds a new kind of motivation for how they do their job. It also gives a new motivation for journalists when they see how police have treated children, either on the street or when the cameras are not rolling.
Let's go. It's like a fix-it ticket for the helmet. So he just has to get one.
Well, and it's good that you're calling the parents.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'll explain. Kind of let you know what's going on. So your son is totally safe. He's going to be on his way in a couple minutes. The reason I'm stopping him and his buddy are just the manner in which he's on his buddy's bicycle. I get it's probably just a short ride from school to their whichever house they're going to, but he's required to have a helmet under California law when he's on a bicycle. Yeah. No, I hear you. The main reason I'm calling you just to obviously let you know why I'm stopping them, and then see if you have any questions. And then number 2 is technically they're juveniles and they're detained, so my 2 options are they get released to a parent or a parent's directions, or I would take them to juvenile hall, and obviously we don't want to do that for a cell phone ticket. So I just want to make sure that you're okay with me releasing them once he gets his ticket. That's between you and him, but as long as you're okay with me giving him his ticket and releasing him on scene, then we'll do that. Okay. And then just a heads up, so he's getting just a ticket for his helmet. It's almost like a fix-it ticket for kids. So all he has to do is, within 30 days, bring the copy of the citation, one of his parents, and the ticket to the police, ticket, helmet and parent to the police department within 30 days. Show that it fits and that it works. Yep. And then they'll sign it off and dismiss it, and there will be no charge as long as you guys do that within 30 days. Absolutely. It's almost like a fixed ticket, not going to affect him. Won't go on his record when he gets a license or anything like that. If he gets a second one, then there's no fix it. He's going to have to do like 8 hours of classes and stuff. Absolutely. All right, sir. I'll hand the phone back to him, and if you have any questions, my information will be on the citation. Absolutely, no problem. Here he is.
My dad's in the middle of a meeting, like on the phone.
Okay.
Alright, Dad.
We switched over to the phone. Now you're on speaker. Hey, it's Officer Shannon with Capitola Police. Your son is safe and he's about to go on his way, but I just wanted to call you and kind of let you know on stop him and his friend with the bicycle. Did he already tell you? Correct. That's the main reason, and then your son's going to receive a citation for unsafe turning movement because he's whipping his bike through a busy intersection without signaling or stopping at a stop sign. Slow a little bit. So just letting you know, all my information will be on the citation if you... What's that, sir? Absolutely, I hear you. So he's going to be released on scene with the citation as long as you're okay with that. Perfect. All right, sir. Here he is back. Thank you. All right, you guys want to...
That's not a traffic ticket. That's an arrestable offense.
I explained to her. I mean, she knew exactly that she was going 55 in the 20 or 35. She even called the chief.
After a week of watching a district attorney's interaction with police during her traffic stop, it was refreshing to see this police officer interact with these kids and their dads. But we should also be mindful that not all kids have dads that can be reached on the phone during the middle of the day. Some kids might be foster kids, and others might have parents involved in a custody dispute in family court. And if that happens, those kids might have been appointed a minors counsel. Are they supposed to call an attorney instead of a parent when they get stopped in a traffic incident? I was wondering about that, and I was also wondering if kids whose parents are in powerful positions, police officers, district attorneys, or judges, might get different treatment during a traffic stop, and so I thought I would investigate further.
So, officer, your name and badge number again?
Officer Sharon, and my badge number is 528.
I appreciate it. I learned a lot today.
Absolutely.
You
Take
guys
care.
wear your helmets. Bye. Thank you. Hi. I'm a reporter, and I wanted to talk to a supervisor, please.
Okay, what's in regards to?
Several things. A complaint, a compliment, and issues related to the new parking machines.
Okay, let me see if I have anyone here.
Okay, thank you.
Have anyone in here at the moment?
Okay.
To talk about the pay stations, that'll be with Sergeant Evans, and he's not in today.
Okay.
So I can get you a contact info.
Sure, that would be great.
Sure, let me grab his card for
Sure.
you. All right, here's his card.
Okay, thank you.
And then as far as the other two, the compliment and the complaint, I still don't have a sergeant to talk to about it.
Okay.
So they're all in a meeting.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to.
I'll leave my name.
Or you want to leave your name?
I'll leave
and
my
phone
name
number?
and I'll leave my phone number. And last time they called me back, they
Sure.
called from a blocked number, and so I don't know what to call back. And I'm usually on the phone or in court. Today I'm actually off, but
Okay. Tell me your last name.
so it's Bassi, Bassi, and my first name is Susan.
And what is a good phone number?
831.
Okay.
And more importantly, I'm going to give you my email address.
Sure.
So if they don't reach me on the phone, if they could email me, and then I'll email back what I need.
Okay.
Okay.
I will let them know once I see a sergeant come in.
Great. Thank you. And what is your name?
I'm Natalie.
Natalie, thank you for not
You're
flinching when
welcome.
you knew I was recording you. I am trying to do.
Oh.
I have to tell you, I'm going to tell you this right now. Officer Shannon just did a stop of some kids that were doing a traffic, not wearing a helmet and kind of blowing through stop signs and everything. So he's writing them up and calling their parents and everything. But I learned a lot watching that. And he did a really good job interacting with kids and explaining. And I learned something. And right now there's a whole national conversation about, there was a DA stopped for a traffic incident and she kind of was disrespectful to the cops. So I'm trying to show that these kids were more respectful than that adult was. So I have a good comparison. He was great. And I just want to, he'll be in my compliment list. So thank you. Okay, thank you.
California law provides any member of the public or press to walk into an agency and request access to inspect public records. But we find most police departments aren't really equipped to comply with this law. So I went back and made a records request. But the department chief and the captain responded to me in a manner that sought to obstruct my right to get records by claiming there was a mistake in my records request. Mistakes can be corrected. The records request stands. California also has a law that makes it a crime for anybody in charge of public records to steal, remove, or secret, destroy, mutilate, deface, alter, or falsify records, kind of like obstructing records from a journalist who might be seeking them. The government code is 6200, and it states this: every officer having the custody of any record, map, or book, or of any paper or proceeding of any court, filed or deposited in any public office or placed in his or her hands for any purpose, is punishable by imprisonment pursuant to subdivision H of section 1170 of the Penal Code for 2, 3, or 4 years, if as a whole or in any part of the record, map, book, paper, or proceeding, the officer willfully does or permits any other person to do any of the following: A, steal, remove, or secret; B, destroy, mutilate, or deface; and C, alter or falsify the record.
Because I had to leave before you finished. So what you were explaining was they could come in here and get it signed off. But really, this is like a traffic ticket for kids, right?
Yeah, if they don't do it, then it goes to the traffic court.
And since California doesn't have cameras in courts, family or traffic or criminal court, we want to make sure that we keep kids out of court.